Badagas of the Blue Mountain. Today we will be seeing their unique history, origin, culture, customs, rituals, language and lifestyle of Badaga people. The title is First Badaga. It will be very interesting and as well as informative and motivating to list all those Badagas who were the first in any field. I am sure that there are many more Badagas, both men and women, who deserve to be called First Badaga for their pioneering work in many fields. If someone have not been included, it is due to the problem of not getting correct or authentic information. My request to all Badagas or those who know about Badaga is please forward the detail or name of the individual, if possible with photos, whom you think should be featured in this video. It will be a great pleasure and honor to include them in this list. After all, the idea behind this topic of First Badaga is to serve as an inspiration and motivation for the young Badagas. The first one is Ro Bahadur H.J. Belligauda. Hubadalai, he married Nanji Hamal from Jakada. First Badaga to be honored by the British with Ro Sahib and Ro Bahadur title on the year 1920. He is the first to speak in 11 languages including Badaga, Toda, Kotha, Kuruma, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, English, Hindi and Spanish and write in all languages where the script existed without any formal education, that is without any school going. He is the first to open a school at Ubadalai, later named after him. Basically to cater to Badaga students, a hostel was also built for them. He was the one credited with building track for the Nilagiri Mountain Railway from Mettupalayam to Ooty in early 1900. He was the undisputed king, that is Nakubetta leader of the Nilagiris during his lifetime. A musical gramophone record was brought out by HMV title, that is Bahadur Belligauda Nakubetta Raja. The singer was from Jakada. It was said Belligauda Ayyana Make Kichu Kedada Ille. The fire in the heart of the kitchen in Belligauda's house was always burning, meaning that there was a constant stream of visitors to his house, where his wife Nanji Hete, a stickler for cleanliness, would personally fetch fresh water from a stream at a considerable distance from Hubadalai Hatti through their plenty of servants. He would present a gold-black semi-conical shaped like a jaggery bella piece to any Hubadalai girl who was getting married. He was the one of the very few who had a phone connection in the Nilagiri in early 1900, and his phone number was in 2-digit and less than 20. The phone he had was the old classical 2-piece type, separate earpiece and handheld mouthpiece. The next is Ro Bahadur H.B. Arigauda Hubadalai, who married Gauri Ammal from Jakada. First Badaga graduate in Presidency College, Madras in 1920. He was the first Badaga to tour the world in 1930 and the first Badaga to lead an Indian delegation, that is World Scout Jamboree in Hungary. First Badaga MLA and MLC in 1940 and first son after his father Ro Bahadur H.J. Belligauda also be honored with Ro Bahadur title. Next is N. Lingan Tangadu, who was born on 13 November 1908 to 1964. He was the first Badaga lawyer and first president of the local bar association and first chairman of the Udagamandala Municipal Council, that is UMC, after independence. He was the trustee of institutions like the Assembly Rooms and the Lawley Institute. When this district was in direct need of a higher education facility, Mr. Lingan became a member of 14-member committee headed by Ro Bahadur H.B. Arigauda, which was instrumental in the Government Arts College coming into being here during 1955. The next is K.M. Savanagowda. B.Ed married Sarojini Madan from Hulikal in the year 1915 to 1999, Mrs. Akama Devi's elder brother. First engineer B.E. Mechanical in Madras University and is the first professor in Engineering College Gunti and GCT College in the Coimbatore. Next is Mrs. Akama Devi. B.Ed, who is married to H.B. Jogi Gowder, H.B. Ari Gowder's brother from Hubadalai in the year 1917. First Badaga woman graduate and the first Badaga woman MP. Next is Dr. Belli from Yedapalli. He is the first Badaga MBBS doctor. And the next is Dr. Krishnan from Tangadu, married Michi Ammal from Kiyakunde. He is the first LMP doctor. Next is Dharmalingam, first journalist Anti Gowder Dharmalingam from Kannerimuku village, married to N. Tangamma from Dimbatti. He was a reporter for the Madras Mail and later for the Hindu from the late 1940s until 1973. After his retirement from the Hindu, he continued to work as a journalist for the news agency called UNI, United News of India, till his death. The next is M.K. Bath, full name Mr. Muttaya Kariyabettan from Muttinadu, married to Mrs. Devaki from Male Osati in the year 1912 to 1969. He was the first state officer who retired as Joint Registrar of Cooperative Society. Next is Dr. Halayya from Muttinadu, married to Parvati from Kechagatti, and he is the first PhD scholar and first dean in Karnataka. The next is H.A. Bojaraj from Hubadalai, married to Rukmani from Kechagatti in the year 1923 and to 1997, who is the son of H.B. Arigowda, first South Indian golf champion who won many tournaments in the golf. The next is Justice E.J. Belli from Eethorai, married Vimala from Beratti in the year 1930 and 2015. He was the first High Court judge in Madras. Next is Colonel J. Nandi, born in Kerkandi and married to Indrani from Mulimalai, and he was the first engineer and colonel in the army, has also played in the Madras University football team. Next is H.R. Ravikumar from Hubadalai, married to Aruna from Tangadu in the year 1944, and he was the first Badaga to play and captain the Madras University hockey team and first to play for Madras in the Tamil Nadu state team in hockey in 1965. The next is Hiraya, who is from Kethi, and he was the first advocate and first to play football for Madras University. The next is T. Gopal, male Bikatti, Kethi, married Susila from Kechagatti, 1947. First engineer who established a heavy industry GM of India Meter and now a software company for SME known throughout the world. He has many firsts. And next is Wing Commander Belli Jayaprakash, who was born and brought up at Hubadalai, and his father's hatti is B.Ed and married Tara from Hubadalai in 1948. He was the first engineer and wing commander in Air Force. He was the first to play hockey for Air Force and first to be the selector for services like Joint Army, Navy and Air Force and hockey team in the national level. First in NIS coach in hockey and first to pass both basic mountaineering courses with Alpha instructing grading and first to be associated with Asian Games as Joint Director and Asian Games Village and Director. The next is M. Somasundaram and his younger brother Devarajan from Porurai lived in Kilbikati. Devarajan married to Sumati and the first two IIT Madras graduate in 1977 and in 1978 respectively. They are from Porurai village and their parents' name is late Madhaya Gaudar and Lakshmi Madhayan. Both brothers reside in the USA. And next is Sundara Devan from Melur Adigarati, and he was the first IAS office through UPSC. And next is Ramachandran from Eetharai. He was first cabinet minister for DMK of Tamil Nadu state. Next is Mrs. Sundari from Karimora, married in 1940 and she was the first woman professor in Avinashalingam University in CBE in 1960. And next is Flight Lieutenant K.N. Ravi from Ketchagatti in 1950 to 1980, died in a tragic air accident and he was the first helicopter pilot in IAF. Next is Gokul Puduhetti near Italar, married to Anita from Gaikandi in 1973. He was the first IFS Indian Forest Service officer direct entry. Next is Sivagami Nanda, who was first IPS officer. Next is K. Prem Kumar from Nayati, married Sharmila Akka Seema from Kilkunda in 1964, who was first engineer commissioned to write a regular technical analyst on shares, stock market and business line. The Hindu group, first Badaga to have passed CMT, that is Chartered Market Technician, a USA based degree, and came first in the world ranking. Next is the Wing Commander Saravanan from Melur, who was the first fighter pilot in IAF. And next is Squadron Leader Urmila Bhiman from Mulligur, first woman commissioned officer in IAF. And next is Rajan from Kotagiri, who was first to act and direct a Tamil movie in late 80s. And next is Rajkumar from Yalanali, first to act as the hero of a Badaga movie. The next is J.B. Santosh Kumar from Thuratti, Meghala C. from Attikal and Saravanan S. from Hubadalai are the first three Badagas who have cleared CMT Certified Medical Transcriptionist exam conducted by AAMT, that is American Association of Medical Transcriptionists, in the year 2007. Only 2,700 professionals have cleared this exam worldwide out of million professionals in this field. For reference, you can see in ahdi.org.com. Next is Mr. Truluk from Kilkovati, first Badaga who has got a commercial pilot license in Pune in the April 2009, who is 28-year-old. The next is Nivedita Bojaraj from Oranalli, Tangadu, who was first female IFS officer, came 11th in All India Merit. The next is Arjunan from Kotagiri. Mr. Arjunan is the member of All India Football Association Referees Panel, also tried for FIFA Referee Panel 4 years. The next is R. Rajammal from Kendarai, and she is credited to be the first woman from the Badaga community to win the award since its inception more than 2 decades ago. This award is given on the Teachers' Day for every year, and it is given for not only the academic performance including students' result and their experience, but also involves their service towards the community as well as developing innovative teaching methods. Next is Dr. Hariprakash from Keti. He has completed his doctorate from IISc Bangalore and received Young Scientist Award from HP in Japan. The next is Dr. Guna Magesan from Melur Osati. He is the senior scientist with SICON Crown Research Institute in New Zealand, has been recognized as one among the 100 best Indians in the world and is one of the only handful of non-political personality. The next is Vivek Yam, who was first FIDE rated chess player from the Nilagiri and a national instructor, which is FIDE certified chess trainer, one among 67 in the world. And the next and last is Dr. Bojaraj, son of Halagautar and Rukumani Ammal Kodalatti, who was the first scientist in ISRO, worked with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Here I am sure that there are many more Badugas, both men and women, who deserve to be called first Badaga for their pioneering work in many fields. If someone have not been included, it is due to the problem of not getting correct or authentic information. My request to all Badaga is to tell us about first Badaga. Please forward the detailed name of individual and if possible with photo whom you think should be featured in this video. It will be a great pleasure and honor to include them in this list. After all, the idea behind this topic of first Badaga is to serve as an inspiration and motivation for the young Badagas. Thank you. If you like this video, please hit like, share and subscribe.